The automatic doors of Denver International Airport slid open with a soft whoosh. Major James Carter stepped through, his combat boots echoing against the polished floor. After 18 months in Afghanistan, American soil felt strange beneath his feet. He adjusted the heavy military duffel bag on his shoulder, the green canvas worn from countless missions. James wore simple civilian clothes today, a black hoodie and jeans. No uniform, no ribbons, no indication of the man he truly was. He preferred it this way. Quiet. Anonymous. Just another traveler heading home to his family. Near the security checkpoint, officers Blake and Torres lounged against their patrol car. Blake, a heavy-set man with cold eyes, noticed James immediately. His gaze locked onto the young black man with the military bag. "Look at this guy," Blake muttered to his partner. "Probably stole that bag from some real soldier." Torres nodded, his hand already moving toward his radio. "Let's check him out." The two officers pushed off from their car, walking with purpose toward James. They had no idea they were about to make the biggest mistake of their careers. "Hey, you there?" Officer Blake's voice cut through the airport noise like a blade. James turned, recognizing the tone immediately. He had heard it before, too many times. "Stop right where you are," Torres commanded, his hand resting on his weapon. "We need to talk." James set down his duffel bag slowly, keeping his hands visible. "Good evening, officers. Is there a problem? Where did you get that bag?" Blake demanded, stepping closer. His breath smelled of coffee and aggression. "You steal it from some soldier." "Sir, I am a soldier," James replied calmly. "Major James Carter, United States Army. I just returned from deployment." Blake laughed harshly. "Sure you are. And I'm the president. Turn around, hands behind your back." "Officers, please. I have my identification. My discharge papers are right here in my pocket." "Don't move," Torres shouted, drawing his weapon. "Keep your hands where we can see them." Travelers began to stop and stare. Phone cameras appeared, recording the scene. A mother pulled her children closer. An elderly man shook his head in disgust. "This is unnecessary," James said, his voice steady despite the storm building around him. "I'm asking you to treat me with the same respect you would show any other service member." Blake's face reddened. "You're coming with us." The cold metal handcuffs clicked around James's wrists. He didn't resist, didn't struggle. Years of military discipline kept him composed even as injustice wrapped around him like chains. "This is wrong," someone in the crowd shouted. "Leave him alone." Blake ignored the protests, roughly searching James's pockets. He pulled out a military identification card and discharge papers, barely glancing at them before stuffing them back. "Sir! Sir!" A breathless airport security supervisor named Martinez ran toward them, his radio crackling with urgent messages. "Officers, you need to stop immediately." "Back off," Torres snapped. "This is police business." Martinez's phone rang. He answered quickly, his face growing pale as he listened. "Yes, sir. Yes, he's here. Right now." He looked up at the officers with wide eyes. "That was General Thompson from Fort Carson," Martinez announced loudly. "He's been trying to reach Major Carter for the past hour." Blake's confidence wavered. "So what? Major James Carter was awarded the Medal of Honor last week," Martinez continued, his voice carrying across the terminal. "He saved his entire platoon from enemy fire. He's a genuine American hero." The crowd erupted. Blake's hands trembled as he reached for his keys to the handcuffs. Torres stepped backward, realizing the magnitude of their error. Martinez held up his phone, showing a news article to the stunned officers. The headline read, "Local Hero Awarded Medal of Honor." James's photograph in dress uniform filled the screen, ribbons and medals gleaming on his chest. 3 weeks ago, Major Carter ran into enemy fire to rescue 12 wounded soldiers. Martinez read aloud. Despite being shot twice, he carried each man to safety. The president himself presented the award. Blake fumbled with the handcuff keys, his hands shaking. The metal restraints fell away from James's wrists, clattering to the floor like broken promises. A local news crew rushed through the terminal doors, cameras rolling. Reporter Sarah Chan pushed through the crowd, microphone ready. Major Carter, she called out. Can you tell us what happened here? James rubbed his wrists, looking directly into the camera. Sometimes people make assumptions based on what they see on the outside. But character isn't determined by the color of your skin. It's proven by your actions. The crowd applauded. Blake and Torres stood frozen, realizing their careers were likely over. Within minutes, Police Chief Rodriguez arrived on scene, his face grim with determination. Blake and Torres were immediately suspended pending investigation. Their badges and weapons were confiscated as the crowd watched. This behavior does not represent our department, Chief Rodriguez announced publicly. We will hold our officers accountable. Travelers surrounded James, shaking his hand and thanking him for his service. Children looked up at him with admiration. An elderly veteran saluted him with tears in his eyes. Thank you for your sacrifice, the old man whispered. James smiled, his faith in humanity restored by the community's response. We all have a choice, he told the gathering crowd. We can let hate divide us, or we can choose to see each other as fellow Americans. The news story spread across the nation within hours. Blake and Torres faced criminal charges for false arrest. The airport implemented new training programs on bias and respect. James finally walked toward the exit, his head held high. Justice had prevailed, proving that truth and honor always rise above prejudice and ignorance.